Welcome to Math Invent. In this video, I will discuss some questions from the chapter Series and Sequences on Real Numbers. These questions were asked on CSIRNet 2011 June session. So let's get started. The question here is, using the fact that summation minus 1 to the power n plus 1 divided by n equals to log 2, what will be the summation of these series? Since here in each of the options we are given a finite number, so we don't need to check whether this sum converges or not. Suppose this series here, summation minus 1 power n plus 1 divided by n. This converges to log 2. Let sequence of partial sum of these series is Tn, then Tn will converge to log 2. Suppose this series summation minus 1 power n divided by n into n plus 1 has sequence of partial sum Tn. Sn. So if we find a relation between Sn and Tn, then we will able to say the limit of this Sn. So Sn here is, if we put 1 there, we will get minus 1, 1 into 2 plus 1, 2 into 3 minus 1, 3 into 4 up to minus 1 power n, n into n plus 1. Here 1 can be written as 2 minus 1 divided by 1 into 2 plus this one can be written as 3 minus 2. This one here can be written as 4 minus 3 divided by 3 into 4, so on up to minus 1 power n into n plus 1 minus n, n into n plus 1. Suppose we are going to separate these terms, so minus 1 minus half plus half 1/3 minus 1/3 1/4 minus 1 power n into 1 by n minus 1 by n plus 1. This sum here in the Sn is a finite sum, so we can rearrange it. So after minus 1, 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2. If we take 1/3, minus 1/3 here and minus 1/3 here, so we will get minus 1/3 plus minus 1/3. Here we will get plus 1/4 and the next term will be 1/4 minus 1/5. So from here we will get 1/4 plus 1/4, so on, and since it is minus, it is plus, so it will be minus 1 power n into 1 by n plus 1 plus 1 by n plus 1. No, sorry. This term will be 1 by n and the last term will be minus 1 plus minus 1 power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. So in each cases, here is 2 into half, here is 2 into 1/3, here is 2 into 1/4. Okay, let me write this again. Minus 1 power n. here will be 2 1 by n. So from these numbers we can take out 2 as common. So 2 into half minus 1/3 plus 1/4 minus 1/5 up to minus 1 by n into n plus minus 1 power n into divided by n plus 1. Here 1, if we take, so for so if we take, since in this series we have 1 minus half, but here we are getting plus half minus 1/3, so we need to take half common out. So it will be minus 1. Okay, let me write this here. Minus 1 minus 2 minus half plus 1/3 minus 1/4 plus 1/5 minus up to minus 1 power n by n plus minus 1 power n divided by n plus 1. So here we need a 1. So minus 2 into 1, so we will add a 2 here, since we are taking a minus 2 here. Minus half plus 1/3 minus 1/4 plus 1/5 minus up to minus 1 power n by n plus minus 1 power n divided by n plus 1. So from these two terms we have 1 minus 2. This term here is our Tn. So it will be Tn plus minus 1 power n divided by n plus 1. So it tends to 1 minus 2 log 2 plus 0. So limit Sn will be 1 minus 2 log 2. This implies minus 1 power n divided by n into n plus 1 equals to 1 minus 2 log 2. So we have the next problem here. Which of the following is or are correct? So as n tends to infinity, which of the following tends to 1? So we are going to discuss about the cases like, as in 1 we will discuss whether 1 plus 1 by n plus 1 power n will tend to e or not. Okay, so we have a formula, limit x tends to infinity 1 plus fx gx. If after putting x tends to infinity we get the form 1 power infinity, then this limit will be equal to e power limit x tends to infinity fx gx. We are going to use this formula. So let us take a look at here what we have. as n tends to infinity, this quantity will tend to 0, and here this quantity will tend to infinity. So it is in the form 1 power infinity. So we will use the formula here, e power limit n tends to infinity, n plus n divided by n into 1 divided by n plus 1. So it is equals to limit n tends to infinity 1 by 1 plus 1 by n. So as limit n tends to infinity, 1 by n quantity will go to 0. So it will be equals to 1. So as 1 plus 1, so we have here 1 plus 1 by n plus 1 power n is tends to e. We know that if xn tends to a and both xn and a are positive, then log xn will tend to log a. It requires xn and a to be positive, since only then log can be defined. So this tends to infinity implies n log 1 plus 1 by n plus 1 tends to log e. Log e means 1. So option A is a correct answer. Option B. Option B here. So in the same way, if we try to find this limit 1 plus 1 by n plus 1 as n tends to infinity, this will go to 0 and this will tend to infinity. So it is in the 1 by infinity form. Again in the same way we will get limit n tends to infinity n plus 1 n plus 1. So this will be 1, so it tends to e. So 1 plus 1 by n power n plus 1 tends to e. So we can say that n plus 1 log of 1 plus 1 by n plus 1 will tend to 1. Let us now check C and D option. So option C here, in the same way 1 plus 1 by n power n plus 1. As n tends to infinity, it will go to 0 and it will tend to infinity. So we have 1 by infinity form. This will be equals to this will tend to e power limit 1 by n into n square. So n square and n will get cancelled out. We will have n. Limit n tends to infinity, n will be infinity. E power infinity, this will tend to infinity. So this is false option. Let us check option D. We have 1 plus 1 by n square power n. Okay, so as n tends to infinity, we have this tends to 0 and this tends to infinity, so we have 1 by infinity form. After that, this will tend to e power limit n tends to infinity 1 by n square into n. 1 by n square into n. So n and n square will get cancelled out. As limit n tends to infinity, it will go to 0. So e power 0 means this will tend to 1. So the whole limit as 1 plus 1 by n square power n tends to 1. So this implies n log 1 plus 1 by n square will tend to log 1, and log 1 means 0. But here we are given it will tend to 1. So this is false option. So here we have two correct options. Since this is a question from part C, so we can have multiple correct options. So A and B are the correct options. Okay, so let us now see the next question. So the next question here is about limit superior and limit inferior. These are the standard results, so we need to prove that by definition. Okay, so what is the definition? Suppose for option A and B, let limit superior of xn plus yn equals to p, limit superior of xn equals to x, limit superior of yn equals to y. Okay, let epsilon greater than 0 be arbitrary, so it can be however large or however small. By the definition of limit superior of xn, what do we mean by limit superior for a bounded sequence? Limit superior means there will be only finitely many elements after limit superior. Means in case of this sequence xn equals to x, after xn there will be only finitely many elements. In the other word, x is the largest limit point in the sequence xn. So let us use the definition of limit superior. Limit superior of xn equals to x implies there exists a k belongs to n such that xn less than x plus epsilon, let us take this epsilon by 2, for all n greater or equals to k1. Limit superior of y1 equals to y, this implies there exists a k2 belongs to natural number such that yn less than y plus epsilon by 2 for all n greater or equals to k2. So after k1 there will be infinitely many elements, and after k2 similarly for this sequence yn there will be infinitely many elements less than y. Okay, so from here we get xn plus yn less than x plus y plus epsilon for all n greater or equals to k, where we are taking k as maximum of k1 and k2. If we take k, then all these conditions will hold, since we are taking k as maximum of k1 and k2. So xn plus yn is always less than this quantity. We have xn plus yns, this sequence, its limit superior is p. So since this sequence is less than x plus y plus epsilon, of course its limit superior will also be less than x plus y plus epsilon. This implies, so this conditions holds for epsilon greater than 0 arbitrary. So from here we can write p lesser or equals to x plus y. So we have proved here that limit superior of xn plus yn is lesser or equals to limit superior of xn and limit superior of yn. Okay, so between these two options we have option A as the correct one. Now similarly we are going to prove for limit inferior. Okay, just let me change it here. Let limit inferior of xn plus yn be p. Similarly let limit inferior of xn be x, limit inferior of yn be y. So In this case, it just in the opposite direction, means before limit inferior there will only be finitely many elements of this sequence. So after this x there will always be infinitely many elements of xn. So let epsilon greater than 0 be arbitrary. Limit inferior of xn equals to x implies there will always exist a k1 belongs to n such that xn greater than 0 greater than x minus epsilon by 2. Okay, so after every epsilon x minus epsilon by 2 there will be infinitely many elements of xn. Similarly, in this case, after each y minus epsilon by 2, epsilon being however large or however small, there will be infinitely many elements of yn. So from these two we will get xn plus yn greater than x plus y minus epsilon. So this implies, okay, so this holds this xn plus yn is greater than x plus y minus epsilon for every n greater or equals to k. So its limit inferior will also be greater than x plus y minus epsilon. So p greater than x plus y minus epsilon. So we have here x plus y less than p plus epsilon. So from here, since this holds for any epsilon greater than 0, so we have x plus y lesser or equals to p. So we have proved here that limit inferior of xn plus limit inferior of yn lesser or equals to limit inferior of xn plus yn. So between these two options, this is the correct one. So for this question we have option A and option D are the correct option. So thanks for watching this video and subscribe to the YouTube channel Math Invent. Thank you.